Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TarotCelebritea with your boy Ducky. Today, we are going to be doing a reading on Leonardo DiCaprio. So it's just going to be a little updated reading, kind of like what happened between him and Gigi Hadid. What is the connection between him and Lottie Moss? So yeah, remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. Remember that these videos are for entertainment purposes. And why is that, you may ask? Well, that is because we do not have Leonardo DiCaprio here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards, how I'm interpreting the cards is resonating with him or is not resonating with him. So just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. And without further ado, let's get started on this beautiful tarot card reading for Leonardo DiCaprio after I finish shuffling this deck. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's start with because someone requested or asked what happened between Leo and Gigi. So let's start there. Let's start with what happened between Leo and Gigi. Whoa, the magician. It came out kind of sideways, so we're gonna leave it that way. I don't really like to read cards that way, but it kind of flew out, so we're gonna go with it. The Three of Coins in reverse with the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we're going to start here with the Magician card. It's funny that this card kind of came out lopsided because the Magician in reverse kind of talks about someone who is so well-spoken and very well articulated, which I guess means well-spoken as well. But they're so well-spoken, they know exactly what to do or what to say in order to make people fall in love with them. So there's a little bit of this kind of like con artist energy here between Leonardo DiCaprio and Gigi Hadid. I feel like because the Magician card is a little bit more of a masculine energy, I feel like the masculine energy between these two, which, you know, for me, it's going more towards Leonardo DiCaprio. I feel like one of the reasons why they didn't work out is just because he was a little bit too slick. He was a little bit too sly, and Gigi Hadid was like, he always like says the right thing. Like it always he always says like the right thing. It seems a little bit too good to be true, kind of like he's saying what he thinks he wants me to hear. And that's kind of what's going on with the Three of Coins coming up here in reverse. It's interesting because the Three of Coins talks about people coming together and working well together. But because this card came in reverse, the Three of Pentacles talks about people coming together, but they are clashing, right? And it's funny, three, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, Gigi Hadid, and then the kiddo. Or it could be also Zayn Malik. There's a third party here, but they didn't really work well. There wasn't a good mesh here. Whenever the energies came, there wasn't a good balance and harmonious interaction between these parties, and so that's another reason why they didn't work out. And we also got the Eight of Swords here in reverse, which is interesting because normally the Eight of Swords right side up talks about feeling restricted, right? You're tied down, you're unable to kind of move freely. But when this card comes in reverse, there is a freedom. So another reason maybe why they didn't work out is someone wanted a little bit of freedom, and look at who is being like tied down. It's an older masculine energy. So it could be that maybe Leonardo DiCaprio just, you know, he's like, you know what? Me and Gigi Hadid and her kiddo or Zayn Malik, we just aren't meshing well. I think I'd rather one out. And so yeah, it just seems like there are a lot of different reasons. People weren't really getting along as well as maybe Gigi Hadid was hoping for. Someone was saying a little bit too much of the right things, and it came across as a little bit not genuine and kind of just like saying things just because you think you want someone else to hear those things. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here between that connection. Let's move on to Leonardo DiCaprio and Lottie Moss's connection. This is another question that was asked. And so let's see. Let's see. All right. So, what is the connection between Leonardo DiCaprio and Lottie Moss? Yeah, this card. Okay. Ace of Coins. Uh-oh. Beginnings of a great foundation. Starting things. Things are still kind of fresh. Let's see. The world. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's get one more. Page of Cups. Wow. Okay, so it seems like there's a lot of good things going on with this connection. Let's start with this Ace of Coins, right? Aces talk about beginnings. The suit of coins is all about physical, tangible things here in this world, right? So when it comes to the connection between Leonardo DiCaprio and Lottie Moss, things are still kind of new. They're still getting to know one another. They're still kind of building that foundation. But for some reason, just because like a few seconds ago I said, the suit of coins is all about tangible things that you can touch. I feel like there's a lot of like beginning stages of like being able to like touching one another, or of like teasing, kind of like poking fun, but things are still kind of fresh. Things are still kind of new between the connection here that I'm seeing. We also got the world. So the world regarding Leonardo DiCaprio and Lottie Moss's combined connection is that the two of them seem to complete one another's, like, it could be like completing one another's like sentences, or they're just very able to follow through with things. The world is all about closing one chapter, beginning another chapter, finishing a cycle, beginning another cycle. So it seems like the two of these people, they're able to like complete things easier with one another. They're able to accomplish things. So, and they think very highly of one another. We also got the Page of Cups, again, another card representing kind of like a younger, newer energy. Pages always represent younger people, right? Younger energies. So the Page of Cups to me is talking about someone who's a little bit emotionally younger, emotionally not as mature. I maybe y'all know where I'm going with this, but I feel like someone likes going for people that are younger emotionally, maybe they don't have as much emotional intelligence. That's not to like not me over here like messing with my hair because I'm like, should I say this? But I feel like maybe Leonardo DiCaprio goes after people that don't really catch on to his tactics as quickly as other people that have been there, done that, who have come across people that are very suave like him, that know exactly what to say, what the other person is wanting to hear. So yeah, things are still very fresh here. Things are still fairly new. There's some emotional immaturity here in that sense of where they're still kind of figuring out what's going on, where one another lies emotionally. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Is there some romantic possibility or connection between these two? Let's see. We got the moon. Wow. With the magician in reverse. Did y'all remember how this magician card came sideways in the beginning and now it's coming in reverse regarding, is there romantic capabilities or romantic possibilities between Leonardo DiCaprio and Lottie Moss. We got the moon here. So the moon talks about, yes, there's an emotional connection here. Things, run deep between these two. There is a possibility of these two being very romantically passionate and what's another word? Like just deep. They're able to go deep with one another emotionally. But we also got the Magician card here in reverse. Again, the Magician in reverse talks about someone who's kind of manipulative, who's a con artist, will tell you things that you want to hear, or will tell you things that they think you want to hear. So yes, is there a connection here? Yes, there's an emotional connection here, and there could be possibilities of maybe them being in a relationship. But if they do get in a relationship, I feel like this Magician in reverse, this kind of manipulative energy is just going to rise up again, and repeat the pattern. Same old, is kind of just what I'm thinking, what I'm hearing. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing here. Now, let's do, since this is all about Leonardo DiCaprio, let's do a general rating for him. Like, how is he doing generally right now? And then maybe just some general advice for Leonardo DiCaprio. And let's shuffle this one more time. Whoop. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's do a general energy reading for Leonardo DiCaprio. What is his overall energy like? Just his energy, no one else's. We got the Seven of Wands, some challenges, some optimism, Ace of Swords in reverse, and the Five of Cups. Interesting. So there's some good and bad, of course. With the Seven of Wands here, the Seven of Wands, I'm sorry, I said it represented challenges a few seconds ago. It actually is all about kind of like tenacity. It's all about believing in yourself. So Leonardo DiCaprio, how is he doing right now? Right now, he's feeling pretty charged. He's feeling very nice and gung-ho. Like, look at this old dog. Look at this old dog with all these fiery flames, having a second or a third wind, having more energy. So that's kind of, not me calling him an old dog, but he kind of has some energy again to himself. So he's feeling pretty good. He's feeling like, he's older, but he still has some energy going. He's believing in himself. He's confident at this moment. And it seems that because he's doing so well in regards to like being motivated, he feels very motivated towards things. He's not really feeling the need to force anything upon anyone because he feels motivated. If something is meant to be or if it feels right to him, he's gonna go for it. And then if it starts to feel forced, he's not going to chase it or pursue it any further. So that's what's going on. We also got the Five of Cups showing up here. Five of Cups is a little bit of a bittersweet card because it can talk about, you're focusing on the negatives rather than the positives. You have good and bad things going on in life, but you're focusing more on the negatives than the positives. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Maybe it could be that Leo he's realizing, maybe he's older and maybe he has to do things a different way, or maybe the games he used to play, maybe the mind games, I don't know. I'm being very bold today, oh my gosh. But like it seems like that maybe the mind games he would play, maybe some like manipulative tendencies or saying what he thinks the other person wants to hear used to work for him, and maybe it's not working for him anymore, and maybe he's a little bit sad, so he needs to switch it up. He needs to change it up if he wants to continue having that game he had or whatever it was. So anyway, let's do some advice for Leonardo DiCaprio to finish off this video. And then we'll be done. We got the King of Cups with the Devil as advice cards. And we got Detoxify, yes. So immediately what I was thinking, like once I saw these two cards pop up before I drew this card, I was thinking like he really needs to hone in on his bad vices and not let it sway or alter someone else's decision just because he likes to partake in a lot of, whether it's like sex, drugs, alcohol, any kind of vices, right? So the King of Cups here talks about an emotionally in tuned king. Well, yeah, the King of Cups is the emotionally in tuned king. So the advice for Leonardo DiCaprio is for him to maybe try and embrace that he is emotional and stop trying to destroy himself by maybe suppressing some of these emotional aspects of him by maybe getting drunk or doing drugs or having a lot of sex. I don't know. It just seems like whenever he is emotionally feeling a very strong emotion, he resorts to sex, drugs, or alcohol or some kind of vice to kind of like curb that strong emotional feeling or sensation he is experiencing. But then like it comes back, this feeling comes back again, and then like he knows that it's going to be destructive, so instead of like destroying things, he would rather numb the pain, numb himself, or like suppress it by, again, sex, drugs, alcohol, or some kind of a vice. So the advice for him is he really needs to detoxify. Maybe it could be that sometimes he partakes in drugs with someone who he is getting to know, like a future potential significant other, and maybe he introduces some of his own bad vices to people he is dating or thinking of dating, and that is not the way to do it, boo boo, and it's catching up to him. And like, look at this old dog, like just fire, like on fire, still trying to run, still trying to think that he's a young doggy, and you ain't no more, boo boo. You not me being sassy over here. But yeah, he needs to really detoxify. He needs to learn that, sometimes just because you feel a strong emotional sensation doesn't mean you have to immediately repress it with some kind of a vice. You need to feel those emotions, even though it might feel a little bit tumultuous. You might feel a little bit like a fire breathing dragon that's out of control and will just like burn everything around you. But eventually you'll learn to start controlling and being able to use the stronger emotions in a more productive way rather than a destructive way. So he really needs to detoxify and also be careful to not be a bad influence towards people, especially younger people, and teaching them bad habits. So he needs to stay out of that. And yeah, but that's what I'm seeing for this reading. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you would like to see any other videos or readings regarding this subject, or if you have any other requests, feel free to let me know. I'm having a hard time speaking today for some reason. But anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. Remember to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and sexually. Love and respect yourselves and others. And as always, stay hydrated. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.